This video will show you 3 different ways to find a news article as a source for information for a research paper. So one way is to go to a website that you know is for a newspaper. So like the New York Times here, I can Google New York Times and I can search for my topic. And this page is a Google page that has articles from the New York Times. So I can look at those. If you have a source that doesn't have that option to search it directly through Google, you can certainly find a icon on the website and search it that way. That's pretty easy to use. If you want to search more than one site at a time, you can go to Google News, which is news.google.com, and you can type your topic in here. And this gives you a list of articles on different websites. Now, Google News includes mostly news articles, but it does bring in some sources that are not actually news articles, such as magazines. So when you're looking at sources from Google News, keep in mind that when you're looking for a news article, if that's specifically what you need for your assignment, you want something, for example, that's published on a specific day. It has the date. And it should be referring to a specific event that happened. So if it's an article that's just describing what climate change is, that's probably not a news article. A news article might be because a study was recently put out about climate change, or they're reporting on a weather event and trying to show a connection to climate change. So that's the kind of thing that you might find in Google News. Now, if you're not sure if a source would be considered a news source or not, you can always look up that source online. So like here I have The Hill, and if I go just and Google The Hill, and since Hill is like a really could mean anything, I went ahead and typed the word source too. And Wikipedia says The Hill is a newspaper. Now you might not want to cite Wikipedia as a source for your paper, but they're going to be fairly reliable telling you whether something's a newspaper or a magazine. So that's a good sign if that's what you're looking for. So again, you can open up this source and you can find if it has the information that you need. A third way that you can find information is if you go to the library page. So here I am on Canvas and I can click Ask the Library and I can type my topic here. And this gives me a ton of different sources, right? 3 million different sources. But I haven't narrowed it down to news sources yet. So I can look at the limiters here on the left-hand side and I can change whatever I need to here, and one of them might be news. Okay, so this shows me articles that are just supposed to be news articles, and this is a little bit more reliable than Google News as far as not having these sources in here that are actually magazines. And I can open up an article that I'd like to read. Sometimes it won't show the article on the page. This is just a summary of the article. That's not the whole article. On the left-hand side, it says PDF full text, and if I click on that, I can see an image of the source from the actual news article. Now, one thing to remember, whereas with looking for websites like the New York Times and things on Google News, you can bookmark those or copy and paste the link to go back to it later. Links to sources in EBSCOhost do not generally work. And so you don't want to just bookmark this and try to come back to it later. You may wish to download the article and save it to your computer or something like that. There is also, on the side of the page in EBSCOhost, there are these icons. This one here that looks like a piece of paper is for citations. So let's click on that. And this gives citations in a lot of different styles. So you can scroll down to the style that you want to use, like APA or MLA. They're in alphabetical order by the name of the style. And if I copy and paste that into a Google Doc or wherever I'm keeping a list of the sources I want to use, this link at the end here, this one will work, I would say 90% of the time. But also, once you have all this other citation information, if for some reason that link doesn't work, you know that you got it from EBSCOhost, so you can go back to the library databases and you can search for the title of the article, and that will find it super quickly. Okay, so that's 3 main ways to find news articles. You can go to a website for a news service like the New York Times or a local news service. You can go to a news aggregator like Google News, or you can search the library databases and save that citation information from EBSCOhost. I hope that helps. Thanks very much.